Your referee in charge of the action, Nick Barons.
We went over the instructions earlier this evening. Let's have a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Most importantly, protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves now if you want. On my command, come out fighting.
Loveth Young, the red tape, red top, and black trunks. And the pro debut of Rena Norville, the Mean Bean. Making her pro debut after going 4-0 as an amateur. She has the blue tape on. We are underway, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the strawweight division. Ladies come out firing.
Loveth has some power.
We have seen that power. Loveth Young coming off a decision loss to Vanessa Demopoulos, the champion at LFA 81. She put on a show, and look at Norville. Nice shots land.
Norville, very good boxing skills herself.
Norville, 4 wins as an amateur, 3 coming by way of knockout.
Beautiful counter by Loveth.
Young's 1 victory coming by way of a submission. Rena Norville, married to Bellator lightweight, World Series of Fighting vet Shane the War Rhino Crutchton. Shane is in her corner tonight. Good to see him. So with a 12-5 record.
Oh, she got rocked with that right hand. Loveth in no hurry though.
Kick from Norville, just a bit off the mark.
Norville has very long arms. She needs to use the reach a little bit more.
5-inch reach advantage for the fighter out of Tucson, now training in San Diego, California.
Good liver kick. Just doesn't need to wade into those bombs of Loveth.
Yeah. Keep your hands up. There it is.
Some blood underneath the eye, right out of Norville. Almost looks like Marilyn Manson makeup.
Oh, it is Halloween Eve, Pat. That's what you do.
Yes. It's up to us. We forgot.
Yeah. What are you dressing up as? A bitter old guy?
A dad.
Gotcha. Oh! Young drops Norville. And another shot! That is all! What a big, powerful shot from Loveth Young. The Nigerian Terminator puts an end to this fight in the first round. Wow! What power!
Well, we talked about that. Loveth wading in, exchanging with her instead of staying on the outside and picking away.
Dangerous place to be.
Yeah,
apparently.
Don't trade power with a power puncher. Lesson learned. Here, they both unleash the right hands, and on the button it lands. Down she goes, and she really doesn't know who she is at that point.
Hands up. Nope. Good stoppage by a referee there. No doubt about it. Good to see Rena Norville is back up on the bench. But
left hand down while you're throwing a right hand, that's what happens.
Well, the Nigerian Terminator, Loveth Young, originally from Nigeria, now fighting out of Los Angeles, California. Shout out to the Body Shop, MMA, 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu. She hung in there with the champion, Vanessa Demopoulos. It was a great fight back at LFA 81. She lost via decision, but really put on a performance. And that will be our LFA 94 main event. Speaking of Demopoulos, the champion will defend her title tonight against Lupita Godinez exclusively on UFC Fight Pass. If you do not have UFC Fight Pass, number 1, what are you doing? Number 2, get to UFCFightPass.com or download the UFC app.
Well done, Ron.
Thank you, sir. Let's get the official time from Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Nick Behrens called the stop to the fight. 2 minutes, 16 seconds into the very first round, declaring you winner by TKO, Loveth, the Nigerian Terminator Young.
First victory inside the Legacy Fighting Alliance octagon for Loveth Young, the 31-year-old. Great show of sportsmanship there.
We've got a wonderful guest joining us from LA this lovely afternoon. But of course, it's morning over there, 5 a.m. Her name is Loveth Young, and she represents us in the mixed martial arts. Just on Friday, she dealt with her compatriot from America, Ren Noville, by technical knockout in what happened to be her fourth professional fight in the strawweight division. And of course, Loveth joins us this lovely afternoon. Good afternoon, Loveth.
Hi, good afternoon over there. How are you?
I'm great. Good morning over there in LA. Yes, how is LA this lovely day?
LA is very well. The day is just beginning. So let's see how it goes.
Loveth, I mean, we got really excited when we realized that we have a lady representing us in that combat sport. I mean, we know of Kamaru, we know about the lifestyle bender Israel Adesanya. I mean, for you, we're so excited about you taking up that particular sport. But of course, I won't be starting from there. We want to know about you, your background, how it all started for you.
All right, let's go. I am a Nigerian citizen, as you all know. I'm from Delta State. I'm from Amo. So I started MMA when I was in Port Harcourt. That was when I started MMA. Let me start what motivates me into MMA. I will give a little brief about my childhood background. There is something a lot of people don't know about me, which is my source of inspiration. As a child, at the age of 6, I was poured an acid that burned all over my body, all over my face. People thought I wasn't going to survive the acid burn by unknown person. As a child who came out at night, I was at that time so little. I'm from a polygamous family. I'm number 24th in my family. The entire of my siblings were 33 in number because my dad is a chief, was a chief when he was alive. He had 10 wives. So it wasn't that easy, my brother. I faced through rejection, denial, depression, and homelessness in order to survive. Things that I have passion to do, people would not let me participate because of my acid burn. It was so severe. Every time I am always crying in the room, God, beautify me. God, beautify me. But again and again and again, I faced that rejection, that depression, that denial. Till I finished my primary school, I go through secondary school. That was where it even became worse. Some girls should be discussing about me, acid burn, acid burn. No, I will always cry back home. It's obvious. So the only best friend I had at that time was my mom and my sibling, and God. I will always pray. That really drew my attention into knowing God. Everybody thought I was going to become a pastor at that time because I was so committed in things of God. Oh, wow. So then my father wasn't a Christian. My father is, as a chief, he has his own shrine that he serves, and my faith wasn't into that. We were so close as dad. We were so close as dad and daughter. But when it comes to faith, I'm a Christian. He's not a Christian, so that wasn't going through well with us. To the extent that a time he had to call me and said, "It's either I stop going to the church or they disown me as a daughter." I understand things weren't that easy. He wasn't that too rich because we were so many of his children that where would he start from taking care of? Then I was going from home to church, living in. So at the point I was living in the church when it becomes so hard. I was out of school. I couldn't go to school. A good Samaritan from my church picked me up from the church and saw me through school till I finished my secondary school. My king, the Obi of our, his son, Prince George Fizomo, was there for me. He would always buy me clothes, bring it to me in the church, buy me food, bring it to me in the church. Life was so hard. No, but I had never dreamt I would be in this state I am. But when I finished my secondary school, I went looking for a job. That was the worst. Nobody would offer me a job until the opportunity for police force came out. I was so little. My mom was able to had to loan money from somewhere to enlist me, help me get my register me for my WAEC. I got my WAEC results. I was able to qualify for Nigerian police force, where I was enlisted as a police officer. That was the only job I could do. So God be the glory, Nigerian police. God bless my Nigerian police. They gave me the opportunity. That was when I had the time, the first time to do what I had the passion to do. Sport. I started as a cross-country runner, as a marathon. My first marathon race that I did, I took 5th position out of 100 people. I was so surprised. Then I knew within me that I have the strength to do what I would want to do, but it's just that the opportunity wasn't there. So when I was posted to Port Harcourt, I came to the National Stadium with a girlfriend who was into kickboxing. I saw what they were doing. I told her, I love this sport, I can do it. So I immediately started training with them. I told the coach one day, I'm going to be a world champion. He was just like laughing over it. Then I started training so serious. From then, the boxing coach saw me. I said, I think you will do good in boxing. So I was like training boxing, judo, wrestling, and kickboxing at that time. And less than a year, I won almost 3 national boxing championship gold medals.
Wow.
At that time, I also won more than 8 gold medalship kickboxing champion. It was just like magic. And the Nigerian police force was full in support. They gave me time to train. You know, when you are a police officer as a sport machine, they give you the time to train.
You know, Loveth, what was the reaction of your parents when you took up the sport, the kickboxing?
My mom was very happy. Then my father was already dead. My mom was very happy that for the first time, she saw me in an organization where I'm being exposed, because I was like this, always a depressed girl who wasn't given the opportunity to do what I love to do. So she was very happy for me. She said, that's your calling. My duty is to sit down as a mother and pray for your success. And that's what she told me. She would always call me, encourage me. How did your training go today? Was it that hard? Any pain? No, she was just like boosting my morale. So my first international championship kickboxing, I was discovered at the National Stadium through Lagos by the then former kickboxing president Michael Ledua and Sente Woodson, one of the national coaches. So they saw my performance there, and they immediately took me less than a month after the championship to Germany for a world tournament. I was the only Nigerian athlete who won the world championship title gold medal for Nigeria. That was in 2007. We came back, everybody rejoicing. After that, I believe that's not the end of my career. I told myself I want to see myself compete at the professional level. Then MMA was not in the limelight.
Yeah, true.
So I started from the police salary, from the little salary the police would pay me. I would gather all the money. I would look for some championship online. I would sponsor myself with the help of my mom. I went to different championships all over the world. I went to Germany more than 3 times. I went to France, competing in my amateur days. You know, I couldn't save anything because I have the passion. I was doing all this by myself with the help of my mother. So again, 2011, I came to USA. I competed in USA 2011. I won my second kickboxing championship.
So Loveth, let's move on quickly. You started talking about your pro fight and all of that. Share with us some of your experience as a professional, MMA fighter, and some of the titles that you have.
As a professional fighter, I won my first MMA world title in a strawweight division as a professional fighter. That was in 2018, which I still have the title with me. So another organization. And after that, it was difficult to get a fight for me. Every time they scheduled me to fight, girls won't fight. It was so hard. So until my new management was able to sign me into LFA, where I was offered. That was my first professional fight. I had the first one. We went it up to 4 rounds, and they declared it a draw. So I delivered a right punch and a left hook, and the girl tried to bob away from my left hook, and she bobbed her eyes into my left hook, which cut her eyes, and she couldn't continue. So they said it's an accidental eye poke, which I never delivered any eye poke. I took it in good faith. So we had the rematch, which I took the title from her in round 1. I knocked her down in round 1 and took the title from her. So I also had my third MMA fight with the Vanessa Demopoulos. I think I won the fight, but you know what it is? They said by decision they gave it to her. It has not been easy. All my fight has never been easy, but after that fight, I thought to myself that I would never leave it into the hands of the judges. I have to go there, go and make it easy for the judges by delivering the right techniques and let the whole world see, which was what I did against Reina Novel on Friday.
You know, let's talk about your best and worst moments as MMA fighter. I mean, we see people fight in that particular ring, come out all blooded and all of that. Share with us some of those experiences, though.
Yeah, my best moment is every time I see my hands being raised up, I feel happy that all my effort is being fulfilled. You know, it's never in vain. My worst moment is after you fight and they tell you by one word or the other you never had the fight. Within you, you know you've won the fight. So that's really not good for a fighter. You know, when you work hard, you're supposed to see the good news of what you work hard for. And also my worst moment, big challenges have been. It's not been easy as a fighter. Even to this time around, I don't have any single sponsor. It's not been easy to pay my trainers, to travel to my destinations for training. It's not really been easy. But I believe everything is going to be in place with God.
Cool. So your mother, when you were talking to us about your childhood and how you got into the sport, you told us how your mother supported you. Now, would you support your daughter to take up this sport? It looks dangerous, really.
Yes.
So to say.
It looks very dangerous. Everything is from the mind. I have to wait. She has the mind. I see she's ready for it. I will give her the best support and the best training that she can ever get to where she wants to be.
You know, as a fighter, what's your goal? What do you really want to achieve in this particular sport, combat sports generally, before you retire?
My goal, I have 2 goals. My goal is to make it to the UFC. That's my number 1 goal. My second goal is to bring UFC down to Nigeria. We have talents in Nigeria. I don't want them to face through what I faced through as a fighter. I suffered a lot. I want to make it easy for them. I want to break through, get to the UFC, and with the help of the Nigerian government and the UFC presidency, if we can bring UFC down to Nigeria. That's my goal.
And of course, you being a product of, good developmental projects in Nigeria to get to where you've been to, are you thinking of, a way to pay back to the society sometime in the future?
Yes, like I said, my way to pay back is I want my other athletes to know that you don't have to travel to to travel abroad to get what you deserve in sports. That's what I said. Bring UFC down to Nigeria. See if we can host the UFC event in Nigeria and let Nigerian athletes that are hidden athletes be exposed. Let them be given the opportunity. Like if we go to the UFC, we have a lot of Brazilians competing. It's like a country which is a continent like a Nigerian, you know. So that opportunity could be given to Nigeria if we work hard for it. So I also hope to give back. I love helping the orphanage and the homeless because I was once in that position. So with time, I'm trying to see if my foundation can be able to reach out. But you have to be in a good position. They say a person will chop the food and they feel give outside, you know?
Oh, sure,
it's
sure.
An habit. So that's how it is, my brother.
Sure. I mean, you've said a lot. You've inspired us with your story, growing up, a rejected young girl who decided not to, keep her head, below the rapper. Went out there and felt, see, I can make it in life. And of course, you're doing so well, a world champion at that. I mean, I must say kudos to you. And of course, to your mother also who supported you, because you hardly find a mother do that here in Africa. Now, your message to every mother out there who has a child who wants to take up the sport.
My message to every parent is to give to their child what they deserve. If you see, don't just leave your child in school. Engage them into sporting activity. Any sport they find it good, they want to do, encourage them to do it, no matter how hard the sport is. Encourage them. You know, you never can tell. If I can make it to this stage, everybody can make it. So encourage your children to participate in one sporting activity. Our youths out there in the streets, it is not too late. We can do this together. Go find yourself a good sport. Start from somewhere. And let God bless your hustle. So that's my advice for people.
Yeah, it's been an interesting time with you, Loveth. But before I let you go, there's this question I ask all my guests on this show. And it is, Loveth, what do you want to be remembered for?
I want to be remembered like Loveth PETRA of Nigeria, a female. My target is, I know one day I'm going to be a UFC world champion. That's what I believe. I want to be remembered for my effort in sport, for my landmark in sport, not only for myself, for having been able to create other opportunities, a platform for other athletes to be able to get to their destination in any careers for them in sports.
Man, fantastic one there, Loveth. It's been a nice time talking to you and, of course, sharing your experience with Nigerians this lovely afternoon. And, of course, we must say a very big thank you to you, Loveth. We hope to have you on the show when next you have another fight. And, of course, we'll be here to support you. Thank you very much, Loveth.
Thank you so much. One more thing, if you don't mind.
All right.
Please send my message to Nigerians. I need sponsors. I need sponsors to help me move my game forward. I need sponsors. Everything will be appreciated, and God will bless every one of them who come in to sponsor me.